In a modern workplace, advancement should be clear. Yet, for Michael, the path forward suddenly felt obscured.
You're not stuck because you're bad at your job. You're stuck because you're too good at it.
And the first thing you feel when you hear that is resistance, because it doesn't make sense.
Because you were taught something simple, the better you are, the faster you move forward. But then reality shows you something else. People who aren't better, moving ahead of you. And that creates confusion, because if skill isn't the answer, then what actually is?
So you respond the only way you know, by doing more, taking more, becoming even better.
And without realizing it, you become the person everyone depends on, the one who keeps everything running. And that feels like progress, but it comes with a cost you don't see yet. Because the more things depend on you, the harder it becomes to remove you from where you are.
And that's where the lock begins. Not because you're failing, but because you're too valuable to move.
And instead of promotion, you get trust, responsibility, and more of the same work. And that's when it starts to feel strange, like something isn't adding up, even though everything looks right. And instead of changing anything, the pattern repeats. More work, more responsibility, but nothing actually moves. So you push harder, thinking more effort will break the pattern, but it only makes it stronger. And that's when the confusion comes back, because nothing about it makes sense anymore. So you start looking around, noticing how others move, and how different it feels from what you're doing. And the difference isn't effort, it's how they position themselves inside the system. Because every time you take on more, you're trading visibility for reliability.
And that trade happens silently, without you noticing, until it becomes your identity.
And once that identity forms, it defines how people see you, more than anything you do next. You're not seen as potential, you're seen as stability, and stability doesn't get promoted. Because the system prefers things that work over things that might work better. And when everything runs smoothly, there's no incentive to change anything, especially not you. And the better you perform, the deeper that lock becomes, without you realizing it. And that's the irony. The thing you think will move you forward is the thing holding you in place. And once you start seeing that, something shifts inside you, and it's not comfortable. Because part of you still wants to believe that effort alone should be enough.
But another part of you knows it isn't, and that's hard to accept.
And once you see it clearly, you start noticing it everywhere, not just in your own situation. People doing more, giving more, but never actually moving forward. And that's when the bigger truth starts to appear. And this isn't random, it's structural. The system isn't failing, it's working exactly the way it was designed to work. It just doesn't reward what you thought it did.
And that awareness changes everything, even before your situation changes.
Because once you see it, you can't move the same way anymore. So you start adjusting, slowly, not by doing more, but by doing differently. And those small changes begin shifting how people see you. And perception always changes before reality does. And once perception shifts, opportunities start forming, even if nothing is official yet. And that's the turning point, where everything starts to move, without you working harder. And once that shift begins, it doesn't stop. It keeps expanding into how you see everything around you. And you start seeing others differently, not as ahead of you, but as playing a different game.
And the pattern becomes obvious. The more someone does, the more they get locked into that role.
And that breaks the illusion that effort alone leads to progress.
And that realization feels heavy because it changes how you see everything you've been doing.
And when you look back, you start questioning everything, every late night, every extra effort. Because all that effort came with a trade, one you never agreed to but still made. You traded visibility for reliability, and the system accepted that trade immediately. And once that trade is accepted, the lock is complete, even if you don't realize it yet.
And that's when the deeper realization hits. You weren't falling behind. You were being fixed in place.
And it's not your fault. You followed what you were taught, and it made sense. But the system was never built to reward effort the way you believed it would. It rewards perception, positioning, and how people interpret your value.
And once you see that, you can't go back, even if part of you wants to.
Because now you understand the system, not the version you believed in before.
And that leaves you with a choice. Keep playing the same way, or change everything about how you move.
You can keep doing more, hoping something changes, even though it never has. Or you can start moving differently, understanding what actually creates movement. And awareness alone changes more than years of effort without direction. Because once you see it, you start moving differently, even without trying. And slowly, the system responds differently, even before your position changes. Because now, you're aligned with how the system actually works.
And that clarity changes everything, even before anything around you changes.
It was never about how hard you worked. It was about how you were positioned. And once you see that, everything about your past effort looks different. And the hardest truth to accept is what comes next. You're not stuck because you're not good enough. We value your contributions, Michael, but this promotion is about strategic alignment. Mark was simply a better fit for the role. You're stuck because you became too good at something they never wanted to replace. And most people never realize that. Until it's already too late.